Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Moms Know Best. And this is a platform where we share weekly dose of inspiring stories and experiences through our own lives and like-minded people. And of course, as moms, partners, friends, and business owners, we do all sorts of things for our family, support unit, clients, and we love the community. So, that's another platform that we like to extend ourselves. But at times, of course, we find ourselves in need of extra support. And that's why my BFF and I, we created this platform that we are reminded daily that we are not alone and that there are others out there with similar experiences that can inspire, empower, and teach us how to cope with these situations. So, here is my beautiful co-host right next to me, Yona Signo.
Hello, hi BFF, hi Mafe. Magandang hapon to everybody joining us on Kumu, and hello to our viewers who've joined us on Facebook. Yes, Mafe, today we have another very special guest here at Mums Know Best. But before we meet her, we want our viewers to know that here at Mums Know Best, our aim is to spread beautiful and positive stories from people who are not just amazingly talented, but are truly inspirational. That's why we invite guests to share how they were able to become who they are today and what life experiences and learnings they've had to reach certain points in their life. Now, we also want our show to be a platform where we can gain new knowledge, motivation, and inspiration so that they can have the new confidence, a positive mindset, and the fire to really pursue their passion, even if they're going through any challenges along the way.
And just with that, Yona is so right, because this is why every week we invite exceptional guests to share their wins, moments of challenges, and their journey to their success. And most especially, we want you, the people who are tuned in and supporting us, to feel empowered through the pieces of advice and learnings that our guests impart on us.
Yes, and now just as a reminder that our show is not only to empower mums, so don't let the name fool you, but also we are here to empower all types of people from all walks of life who are going through their own personal journey. Now, for today's episode, we invited another beautiful guest who just exudes excellence and grace from within and who continues to empower people through her speech and literary works. She is the founder of Serenity Press, Making Magic Happen Academy, Everything Publishing Academy, and KMD Books. She is also an award-winning entrepreneur, a multi-genre author of over 20 books, a mentor, and a renowned TEDx speaker. Now, she won an Osmompreneur Award in 2016, was a finalist in the Business Excellence category in 2015, and third in Global in 2017. She is the annual speaker and judge for this network because she believes in mums in business. So in addition to that, she is an advanced law of attraction practitioner who teaches people how to attract anything they want into their lives. And she is passionate about sharing her extensive knowledge and vibrant energy with others, and believes in her no excuse policy, which is, if she can do it, anyone can. And on a personal note, she is also the amazing publisher who published the book that I wrote a chapter in. So I'm so excited that she will be joining us today, Mafe.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, I live by that. No excuse. Yeah. So, of course, without further ado, let's welcome this special guest for this afternoon, Karen McDermott. Hello.
Welcome. Hello to you both. Thank you so much for that big welcome. I can live up to it. I hope I can live up to it.
Impressive, Karen. It's so impressive. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you both?
Yes. Well, now we're amazing because we get to share you to the world. I've heard so much from Yona on everything that you've done, and of course your intro says it all. So welcome to Moms Know Best, and I don't know what else you can share, but possibly there are more to inspire everyone. But please do give a little bit of background of yourself and about Serenity Press, Making Magic Happen Academy, and Everything Publishing Academy.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. One thing as well, and I'm sorry if this overwhelms, but I'm also a mum of 6 kids. So that,
Oh,
Me
oh
too.
my God, so is mommy.
yay, we're in the 6 kid club. So kudos. So we just get it, don't we? And everyone says,
Yes.
how do you do it? And I'm like, well, I'm the eldest of 6. 6 is my comfort zone. I have it more together with 6 than I did with 2, and they've all got a friend to play with, and I've got a big backyard. So
True, true.
that's how it
That helps
works.
a lot.
It does help a lot. It does. But yes, Serenity Press was founded after I wrote my first novel 10 years ago. I had just had my 4th child. It was totally, I really should not have been writing a novel, but I did. I got the call to write my story, and it was a very loud call. And I'd never written before, apart from a few articles for a website. I was their organic writer, and I'd never written a novel. And the call was so loud, where I wanted to fuse. I had a double miscarriage, and it really affected me deeply in life. And I got this epiphany while watching Whoopi Goldberg on The View, and she said something that really resonated with me, and I was like, I have to share this message with the world, because that is the answer that my heart longed for, and because it was like 2.5 years after I had endured the miscarriage. So I started writing a fictional novel. Like, why fiction? I don't know. It just was. It had to be a fictional novel, and I set out to. I don't know if you know NaNoWriMo. It's Novel Writing Month, which is November every year, and
Okay.
it's a challenge, and I love challenges. So if I wrote 1,667 words a day for 30 days, I would have a 50,000 word novel. And so this was 2 days before November. And I just had an idea. I didn't have anything else. But once I set that intention in place, I said to my husband, you do not have a wife for the next month. I'll take care of the make sure they're fine. But other than that, just I need a month. So I had broken keys on my keyboard and everything, but I had this passion and intention to do this. And for 30 days, I wrote 1,667 words a day whilst breastfeeding my daughter. So I with one hand. And The Visitor was born, and I shared it with a few people, and somebody said to me, oh my goodness, that I needed to read that story, and it opened up a conversation around the whole taboo of miscarriage and things like that. And so I had it published, and it was a really negative publishing experience. But at the beginning of the book, I had written a quote that I did not think was going to be the essence of my publishing journey, but it was. And it was, from every negative situation is the potential for a positive outcome. So when I had a negative publishing experience, I actually I decided, somebody asked me, could you help me publish my book? And I was like, do you know what? I probably could. So I realized that I had learned so much on the journey of publishing my book that with some further research, I discovered serendipitously that the print and distribution channel that my publisher had used had just opened up an office in Australia. So I was a bit cheeky, and I applied to become a publisher with the intention that if I get accepted as a publisher, I'm going to help people have a positive publishing journey. And that was 8 years ago, and I haven't looked back since. I think I've published over 400 books for other people now. Yeah, that's the business of connections there. I'm really blessed. I really take it as a privilege to join people on a journey, because it's not about having a book in your hands. Authorship is a journey, and you're never the same person, but you always advance. It's a self-development thing when you start writing and finish writing and then finish publishing. It's not for the faint-hearted.
Well, Yona, we're going to
Yeah,
call Karen for our first Moms Know Best book.
Yes, no, that's good.
absolutely.
Manifesting
Lighting at
journey.
the door. Yeah. So
And I love it.
that was
I love
Serenity Press. Yeah.
I love how you're very honest about your experience, and I believe that's your motivation is to just share what you went through, the experience of the challenges. So, Yona, you're next. My questions are answered.
You're so succinct, Karen, and that's you are, and that's why you do what you do, and you are such a renowned speaker as well. I'm in awe of the things that you accomplish. Like, whenever you post something, and I'm just like, wow. And then now you told me that you're a mum of 6. I'm just like, How does she? I say that too. Now I look at both you and Martha, and I'm like, mums of 6, honestly, and I have 2, and I'm struggling.
I
So you
struggled
need
when I
4
had
more.
2. Yeah, have 4.
Have 4 more, yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm all right. Thanks.
Mafe will tell you. Mafe, you have it more together with 6 than you did with 2. It's just there's some I
Yeah.
don't know what happens. It just
Well, you have
it's a
when they
magic
grow
number.
up, you have help. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
Karen, you publish people's works and your own, your own literary works as well. And you're also a renowned TEDx speaker and an
Yes.
annual speaker at Osmompreneur. So, like, how do you use your own pieces of advice and inspiring words in your speech and in your books to motivate yourself? Like, how do you keep yourself motivated as a person, woman, and a mompreneur?
Oh, thank you for asking this question because this is what I'm really passionate about. Like, I'm very successful in business. I never knew, like, nobody in my family was ever an entrepreneur, but I just love it. It fits me. And it's because I can manifest and make amazing things happen in my life. I'm an out of the box thinker. I'm fearless, I suppose. I'm very, I know set big intentions and I make them happen. And but I live by my 7 life principles, okay? And my life principles are mindfulness, knowing, intention, um, gratitude, in gratitude, forgiveness. Sorry, they're all going out.
That's okay.
Belief and love. It's the love one.
Wow.
I do everything I do with loving intention, and that's a superpower. It's super fuel for whenever you're doing something in life. And that's what people feel whenever they experience me online. When you experience me online, that's me. If I share something, I'm sharing it so that you can learn from what I'm doing, so that you can do it yourself. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I see that that people who want to know things, if I'm achieving things, I'm going to share it, and people can then say, oh, how did you do that? And I'm like, okay, come on, I share, no problem, because I think that that's what we're put on this earth to do, to push the boundaries, to learn what we can do, to grow and advance, but not to keep it all to ourselves, to share with other people who are interested in that kind of growth for themselves. Because I've learned from a lot of people because they've been open to sharing as well, and ask as well. So, but my life principles, like the reason why I started the Alchemy of Life Magic books, and I write as KP Weaver because that's my maiden name. So Karen McDermott is the publisher and KP Weaver is the author. And I writing this series of books because everybody kept asking me, how do you do it? You're talking about this magic. Like, what is this magic you're talking about? And I'm like, well, it's my 7 life principles. I live by them, and I prioritize happiness because I don't want to be sad. I want to live in a high vibration, and so this is how I live in a high vibration all of the time. If I'm having a crap day, because many people have, crap days, your energy's deflated, whatever, I stop. I close over my to-do list and I go for a walk on the beach. I stop. That's what I do. That fills my soul up again, and then I'm ready to go at it dang dust the next day. That's just how I do it. So that's why these 7 principles are really important to me, and I'm writing a book on each one. How I do it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That is amazing. I'm so happy to
Yeah.
hear that. That is so cool. And so,
Yeah, the Miracle of Intent launched last Monday. It was the bestseller by 9 a.m. We've done loads of radio and TV and all. So I use myself as a test dummy for my authors as well. So to see what the success things are, and then I share them in my academy. So that's for my inner
that's
circle.
brilliant. I love that. That is so cool. Now, you've shared with us your 7 principles, life principles, as well as the fact that you are a mum of 6. So how do you actually juggle everything, like your personal life, work, and then business, and then plus writing as well?
Yeah, I like to think of it as a merry dance.
Mm.
I just So writing for me, when I set the intention to write, Like I'm a 5 a.m. riser, so, and I do that all the time. I just get up at 5 a.m. If I've had a late night, I'll lie in. I just go with it. Whatever my body's telling me I need to do, I listen. I don't go by clocks and stuff unless it's getting kids to school and things. So, I'll get up in the morning and write. Then that's starting my day on the best note. Some people like to do exercise. Some people like to do meditation or something else. But I always suggest doing something you enjoy, because when you wake up and you go, oh, you'll jump out of bed. You won't go, oh, I'm going to turn that sleep, going to put
Yeah.
snooze on. You'll jump out of bed and do it. So that's how I write, and I'm pretty fast at writing. I write pretty fast because it's there waiting to be written from the day before in my subconscious mind. So I start my day writing. As for publishing, I have a big team now. I used to do everything myself, but now
Okay.
I have like 25 people working behind the scenes. I have some full-time staff, and then I have, like editors and designers that that are contracted, but they pretty much are working all the time. So, and people say books coming, books coming, books coming all of the time. But that's not all me, it's my team. And although I'm the person that the author will liaise with, because that's where I enjoy being, I enjoy being that person, and I like to being the person leading the project. So, but all of the logistical stuff that happens with the team. So that's all wonderful. And that's what I wanted to get my business to that point where I could stay in my happy place in my genius zone and delegate the rest. So that's really fun. As for motherhood, well, I have to admit, and I'm going to be absolutely brutally honest, I am the worst housewife in the whole world. And what's even worse is I will not even hire a cleaner because I don't want somebody else doing it. Like it's turmoil, absolute turmoil. But I have 4 girls who, if they want a nice clean room, they can do it themselves. And that's life skills I'm trying to teach them. So, but I don't take things too seriously. My kids are loved. One of the things that I absolutely acknowledge from my childhood was that feeling of unconditional love. I was blessed with that. And as I get older, I realize that not everyone has that foundation to life. And I feel so privileged to have been given unconditional love. So to know that and to have that from a very early age just sets you up for life. And so then you can give that to others as well. That's what I'm really proud of, I suppose, is that I love my kids. I'm always there to drop them off to school, to pick them up because I choose to be, because that's how I've designed my life to do that. And that's not going to happen forever. Like they're all at school now, they're all growing up. My eldest is 24, he's flown the nest many years ago, and my youngest is 5, so it's, there's that, but it's not, I don't think of it as a juggle because juggling feels like it's struggling, and
Yeah.
I don't struggle. I just prioritize what needs to be done
Yeah.
at any given time.
Wow. That is
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, juggle could also be fun, It's also one of those
Yeah.
things that could make it
Yeah.
creative in a way. But I just, that a lot of the things that you just said just now, it's just, really that whole abundant way of thinking, and the whole unconditional love. I absolutely love that, because I honestly think that that unconditional love and support that we get from our parents, it really, it's our foundation as a person. It really is the one that goes deep into our hearts and allows us to be that confident and, courageous person, or, that allows us to get through it because we can ask. We can ask for help because we've received unconditional love and support. So that absolutely resonates with me because my parents are like that as well. So, shout out to my parents because I'm pretty sure they're watching. So,
Yes. Hello to
yeah.
you, Miss Karens. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, right? It's just,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that, and, when you hear those stories, especially from you, who you're a business mom, and to be able to still have that as a foundation, as a core of your own family unit, it is possible for us, each and
Oh,
every one of us as mothers, to be able to provide that for our children, because it really creates strength in them, as
that's it.
they move forward. So that's so
Oh,
that excites.
Isn't it, Yona? That's the thing, and that's what I said. You can have success without compromising your core values, and I really will not compromise my values, because then success, or the goals that you're going for are not so
Yeah.
rewarding, because you feel like you've sacrificed a bit of yourself for them. So I always stay very close to my core values, and really don't, like, yes, I may have to go away for a weekend or whatever, and the kids
Yeah.
may not want me to leave. They may lock the door and not let me. That's good. But it's like, I love you and I will be back and you are safe.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But in that's love as well, because I'm teaching them that they are safe without me around, and that they can have some quality time with somebody else, and then they appreciate you more as a mom as well, whenever you return, and all of those kinds of things. So, it's the make, because I have four girls. Like, I have two boys who are the eldest, and then I have four girls coming up. And I want to show them that they can live their dreams. They can
Mm.
have everything they want in life, and they can go after it, and still, have everything, but it's all choice. They may
Yeah.
choose never to write a book or never to go into publishing, and that's totally fine. But they have choices that they can make, and then they'll also say, Mum has to work hard to get what she wants. I see Mum working hard whenever she has a deadline. But then I also say that if I'm sick, she can take a day off and have, say,
Mm.
a stay at home with me. So there's that balance, and that's my choice, and that's how I choose to do life. And they appreciate that, and they'll say that.
Yeah, I love that. No, it's,
Mm.
this is a learning for me because, as they say, I'm still in the trenches, as part of, as far as motherhood, because I've still got little ones. And so that's
Yes.
why I'm like writing notes, because I'm just like, yeah, that's so true. It is so true. But like hearing it from other mothers, it really helps. And this is the reason why Marfa and I, we love to talk about these things, and we openly talk about things because people need to hear this story. People need to hear
Mm.
each other's truths,
Mm.
because it allows us to keep moving forward. So, oh, Karen, I just love this conversation. And, along the way, have you had any aha moments, like with your business, like something that you learned and was completely and utterly surprised about?
Well, I suppose, lots, lots and
Yeah.
lots of challenges. Like, it's my approach to challenges that I think, has I love a journey, and I understand wholeheartedly that challenges come whenever you're on a journey. So, but challenges are not a negative. Is there an opportunity to stop, learn something new, and grow into the person that you need to be to go to the next level. And that
Yeah.
is what, that is so important to me, because, like, when I went to the 2015 Mompreneur conference, I left that conference a different person. I hadn't been home for 7 years. I really wanted to see my mom, and that I just had Mary, who was my sixth child, and she came to the conference with me. And it was just, but when I left that conference, I thought bigger, and it was such like an aha moment. That's why I have such an affinity with Peace and Katie, because
Oh.
I attended that conference on a scholarship. I couldn't even afford to go. And when I went, I thought bigger. That year I hired the castle. I brought my authors, and, like, for our first retreat, and we actually made, it didn't cost us anything. We made income and everything that year. It was just amazing. And then, yeah, and so I got home, because my home house is a few kilometers away from the castle. So my kids went and hung out with my parents. I went and
Oh.
hosted the retreat. It was all ideal scenario. And so I decided I was going to do that every year, and it's going to be part of my business, and we were going to go. And so those kinds of bigger thinking then brought bigger opportunities. And then I think the biggest thing was whenever I set, with my knowing, and I signed the Duchess of York. Like, she's a beautiful and amazing human. And
Amazing.
yeah, and like, that was just a knowing, because I asked the right person at the right time. But I also showed up, and I also was very respectful, and I was also um said, whatever we need to do, let's do it, and let's make it happen, and let's have a positive experience here. So I just say, I don't focus on negatives. I don't give them energy, because if you give them energy, they grow. It's like a mushroom. I just focus on the positives, because one of the things that I learned recently is that you cannot have a positive and a negative thought at the same time. You just can't. It's either one or the other. So it's your choice. So I always choose the positive, because I want to live high vibrationally.
Oh, I love that. That is so good. And
That's me getting ready to do my TED talk. I was about to leave
Yeah.
it.
I
Yeah.
love red on you. Your red is always pops. It's always really, really good when you wear red, and even your red lips now
Had to
too.
breathe in to get in that dress.
Oh goodness! Like, hey, it worked. It worked out. It looked really good
It
too.
worked. Yeah, it worked.
For you, Karen, like, what would be your advice to those, wanting to do the same in terms of pursuing a business that they love? Like, we've gone through a different year last year, to say the least, and perhaps they're a little bit, hesitant or fearful at this point in time in pursuing a business. What would your
Mm.
advice be for them?
There is no fear in knowing, okay? And that is how I live my life. Because, people say to me, you're fearless. And I'm like, I'm not fearless. I am fearless, but I know exactly where I am. And I spend time within to know because that's your compass, that's your life compass. And if you set an intention, set a powerful intention. If anything 2020 taught us, it was that things are unpredictable. So why not navigate success your way? Really connect with what it is that you want. Because I've seen a lot of people get the opportunity to back out of things that they didn't enjoy doing last year, and there's a lot of, but also to discover things that they didn't realize that they wanted, and so it was actually a year of dreams as much as it was a year of hardship as well. So there's always something, from every negative situation there's potential for a positive outcome. Really get to know what it is that makes you tick, what makes you light up, and
Yeah.
really set a big intention for that, and wait till you see the success flow in those streams. And you don't need to know it all. You don't need to know what's going to happen, because the best things come to you without you even knowing that they were even possible, and that's just the way that it is. Like, I set an intention to build $1 million press, and I did not have a clue how to do that. But I had a passion and I had a purpose, and I did it organically for a few years. Then I started, and I integrated some strategic thinking as well, open the box thinking, and I really started to think bigger and move into that space. And it happened. So I feel very blessed. But it just, trust yourself, because you are the person that is most connected to your goals, really and truly.
So good. I feel so pumped. What about you, Muffy? I feel
I know,
pumped.
same. I'm just like writing so much, I'm just like you. Like you said, you
Yeah.
just focus on the positive, and it's just continuous learning. Like, why do you have to waste your time fearing when you can just learn about it so that you don't fear it? And you're amazing, Karen. Like, I don't even want to wrap this up, Yona.
I
We have a
know.
question. We have a question from our viewers. Christine wants to know what or who inspired you to pursue writing.
Myself. It was the call. Like, there's no writers in my family. There's no there's nothing. But I went on a kind of spiritual journey when I came to Australia. Started to get to a bit of self exploration. I started to just write little short pieces that came from the heart. I didn't overthink it; they just came out. So I shared them with a mum who I got to know, and she actually had a website running called Building Beautiful Bonds. And she said, "Can I publish this in the website?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So she was amazing. She would have been there at the beginning of my journey, and that was um 11 years ago, I suppose. It was before I wrote the novel. And she started putting these pieces up, and they're all now off they were read like that. This was pre-Facebook. They were read like 56,500 times, and so that was a lot for me, a little unknown um writer. And they were picked up by Universal Mind magazine and things like that. So I was just writing little pieces that were just an expression, because I was trying to understand. I could not write that now, because I was on a journey, different journey than on a different season than I am now. But I pulled them all down and put them into a book called Heart Notes, and people that read it going like, wow, I never knew that, and oh my goodness, that really ignited something in me. But like, as I say, I couldn't write that now, because that was written when a very raw time. But yet that's what got me into writing. And then the belief, once I did that month and wrote the novel, I believed, well, it's possible. You know, you can write 50,000 words in a month. Yes, with lots of effort, but, you know, you set the intention. It's the belief was there. So I just
Right.
kept doing it. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. You know, I have so many uh, amazing writers around me, and I know we're also human, right? So Ariane is thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to those who experience writer's block? And do you ever get that? That's like my question. Doesn't seem like
No, I don't get writer's block. I really don't. Like, there's books galore. I have a thing over there that's got loads of books waiting to be written, and they're all in my head, just waiting on the time for me to sit down. You know, I'd love to just. I know whenever I'm in, and all my kids are growing up, I know I'll be living in a house in a hill, just writing all these books to my heart's content. I can't wait, and they're fictional and all of these, you know. But so with writers, it's overthinking, and sometimes the story hasn't. If it's a fictional novel, the story hasn't developed, and something you have to have that aha moment. So you just let it sit and marinate, and it'll come to you probably in the shower when you don't have that, you know.
everything
It's
comes out of the shower.
it's the water. It does that. It gets the creativity flowing, but yeah, no, I don't have writer's block at all, and but I understand that like I was probably at an advantage because I didn't have writers around me, so I didn't have anything to set precedent, so I just did it, and whatever the outcome was, you know, like my family were like, "What, you wrote a book? That's awesome!" And you know, but my mum was an avid reader, and I was nervous letting her read it, but because she would be so lovingly critical because she wouldn't want me to put something out into the world that would be, you know, but she
Yeah.
loved it as well. She was like, wow, where did that come from? You know, but yeah, so don't overthink it. For nonfiction, I always say get the contents page down. Once you get the contents page, you know, for nonfiction, you have all the knowledge within you. Get the bones, or you know, get the bones of the story out, and then add the muscle in. You know, do the research and all of that. Write what you know, and then add to it and beef it up afterwards, so that because the first draft needs to flow. It needs to just be a purge of everything that you know. Not all of it's going to make. Like, one of the things that aspiring writers overthink on is that you are the person with the content. It's the editor that makes it universally legible, you know?
Oh,
That's the thing. It's the editors that does the magic. So I could not publish books if it was not for editors. They are magicians in my eyes. You know, like I could not edit. I'm not the best at English or whatever, and I everything I write is very Irish. And we have a way of saying things that's not universally legible. So, you know, editors are worth their weight in gold. So if you are struggling to write, just say, right, well, I'm just going to write what I know, and just have confidence in knowing that an editor will help you when it comes to if you just choose to publish.
There you have it,
oh,
guys.
That's the Miracle of Intent. That's the one I
Yeah,
launched last Monday. That's book 3.
amazing,
oh,
and
Can I
congrats
share with
with
you
that
a fun?
next
Yeah,
week.
can I share with you a fun fact about book
yeah.
2, which is The Power of Knowing? Elizabeth Gilbert is in it. I met Elizabeth Gilbert a few times, and she talks on knowing, and so I know her agent as well. So, and she's in that book as well, in The Power of
Wow.
Knowing. Yeah, it's
That's,
so cool.
I'm sure you meet
Amazing.
a lot of amazing individuals along the way. And, you know, that's
Yeah,
so great because that's what it's the whole connection part, isn't it? It's about
it is.
connecting with really like minded individuals. And it's so, yeah, I'm just, I've written a few things because I'm like, oh gosh, this is
You know what the superpower of connecting with high profile people is to just be yourself. They can, you know, if
Mm,
you're nervous or if they can, you know, detect it a mile off because they're showing up authentically. It's just to show up as you, and that's when, you know, and it's funny what becomes normal when, you know, like the people I've spoken to in my life is like, okay, wow, there's, you know, and you know, the etiquette is not to get photographs with them. So, you know, I can't ask them or something. I don't even have evidence, but it's just really fascinating to be in their energy and have the conversation. It's just like, I can't wait to write my autobiography. You know, there's
oh
going to be so much
wow,
goodness
that'll be
in
so
Have
there.
you
good.
started?
Oh, you know,
Isn't
I
that
suppose,
crazy?
yeah.
If you think about it, it's like, oh wow, so many chapters,
It
right?
is, Mafe, you are just going to feel right. It's a bit overwhelming if I think about it now. Like, I'll do it when I have clear space to do it. I
Yeah.
might go away
Yeah.
off in a retreat for a few weeks and do something like that,
Right.
desert
Oh,
island or something.
I can. Oh my god, I can feel like this. I have a feeling there's like a collaboration in store in the future because we've got
Yeah.
beautiful islands in the Philippines. So that might be something for a retreat, for a
Well,
writer's retreat, perhaps. We'll see.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we'll put it out there.
Yep.
Writers' retreats are amazing. I've hosted many, and I love it in the castle because it gets me home, but there's something beautiful in that castle. But if you have a beautiful environment to write in, it's amazing what flows. It's just the
True.
most magical thing. But can I just share with you one of my key things to business about keeping balance is, especially when you're a mum, um, my kids on school holidays, I step it down a gear. I don't go into the office. I hang out with my kids, and it's just a choice thing because otherwise why do I do what I do? They're not going to be kids for they're going to be growing up and out of the house before I know it. So like even school holidays, 6 weeks, I'll do stuff, work in the morning, work in the evenings. Dylan manages most of my other things during the day, but it's a choice. Like, and yes, like I come back to on the 1st of February. No, actually, an extra week's lockdown here in Perth,
Oh,
so we
that's
had a
right.
7 weeks holidays. So when I
Yeah.
went back to work, like, holy moly, there's a lot that has to be done. But I can do it with focused energy and but I feel just so revitalized with, spending all of that time with my kids, whether we go to the beach and you'll see that on my feed, we're at the beach or paddleboarding or just doing something. Um, and that's what I've been doing that now for 5 years, and it's the best decision ever. Like I could get someone to come and stay with my kids and go to work, whatever, but I would, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in with my values, and so that I do
Yeah.
it.
I love that.
Yeah,
Gosh, that is so
that's
good.
quality.
Exactly. And so
How?
speaking about that, Karen, I mean, you have a lot going on. You have so much wisdom. Can you share with everyone who, of course, with our community, what's next for you, Karen, and how can they find you if ever they want to collaborate, partner, or invest in your company?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm most active on Facebook. I'm also on LinkedIn, and I like Facebook because it's where I just show up as myself. That's where you see me. I I'm also I've obviously my publishing presses are quite busy. I've also got a publishing academy, and I adore it. I created my publishing academies because then I can share my knowledge in there. I actually train publishers, and I actually my publishers. Oh yeah, there's the graphic. That's my Everything Publishing Academy graphic. We're starting to bring people in because for for a while my publishing academy has been just my inner circle people. I bring my authors in there because I'm very passionate that it's not about having a book in your hands and then that's where our journey ends. It's not. That's really just the beginning. So my publishing academy, we do challenges. I put opportunities in there all of the time, and all of those kinds of things. But the funny thing is, I've shifted down a gear. I'm kind of in cruise control this year, and that whenever I go into cruise control, amazing things happen. So my authorship is a big focus this year. So I'm going to push the boundaries with that. See where I can get my own books this year, and yes, just to inspire others that anything's possible. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about 2021 as well.
Yes.
I can
Yeah,
imagine. Oh,
it's fun. It's fun. So anybody wants to come and join me on my journey, I've got a group called Life Magic with KP Weaver. It's a free group on Facebook. It's where I show up as author Karen, who talks about all of these life principles and the alchemy of life magic. In there, we have a 365-day gratitude challenge running again this year because it was amazing last year. Like we started it before COVID hit, and
Yeah.
every single day people got the opportunity to focus on something they were grateful for, and it helped everyone keep on track for the year, no matter the highs and lows of the year. And so gratitude is a big one.
we'll
So
definitely share that. We'll definitely share that on our on this episode so that people can join it because yeah, I'm a member of that and it's just you are high vibe. Like you can really feel the vibes coming through. And it's whilst some people may not be active like myself, but actually receiving or feeling the vibes that are coming through, and even just reading, it creates a vibe for ourselves, and it sets the tone for the day, especially, or sets a tone after you read it. So we'll definitely share that for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. I love my Life Magic group. I absolutely adore it. And that's the thing. You don't put out content for likes and things. You put out content because it's a good vibrational energy and it light up somebody's day, whoever needs to read it. I never have any expectation. If I'm just drawn to share something, I'll share it, and I don't overthink it, because I'm not going for stats. I'm just going for, whoever needs that, there you are. Got it.
Yeah. And that mantra of life is what's so inspiring. And Karen, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for giving us words of wisdom. I know Yona and I are now really ready to get off this call or this show and just meet again, because me and this girl, we talk all day. I don't know if Yona's told you, we've known each other since grade 3, and we really just connected. We've always kept in touch, but last year was just like a magical year. And every day we have something like amazing that inspires us, and you're it for today. So we're so ready to write down all our plans.
I adore your friendship. Your friendship is so inspiring. It's so beautiful and inspiring. Your friendship is so gorgeous.
But we would love to have you back on the show. Yes, Yana, go ahead.
No, see, this is how it is, Karen. We love to talk, so we're always like, oh no, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Anyway, no, what I wanted to say. No, did you like my jacket, Karen? It's the back yourself color.
It is gorgeous. I should have worn a t-shirt. Yeah.
I wore the pink because you are the publisher of Back Yourself, the book that I was able to be a part of, which is absolutely amazing. And that was one of the things I think is important for us to learn from today's episode. It's really I'm not a writer, I'm not an author, and it did cause a bit of like angst in me because I needed to write a chapter. But if you allow yourself and just not be fearful, it will flow. And, and Karen was amazing throughout the process because, she was able to guide me through and some questions that I had, because I really didn't know if I was on the right path. And the fact that you were so generous with your knowledge, your experience, and that abundant mentality that you have, because even after the book was published, you were then organizing like TED circles for us. Then you were, you're just so generous. Like,
there's still lots to come. We're going to the Oscars as well.
We are?
The Oscars, yeah. Off to the Oscars, yeah. The book's away off to the Oscars, and so there's so much for this book. It's just getting out there into bookstores now. The feedback's starting to come back. Like, I adore this book. Of 2020. It's my favorite book. And like anybody who reads it, if anybody's going into business, get back yourself. Honestly, it's just a guidance. Like I've been in business, I've been successful in business, but goodness me, I even learned lots of things in this book. There's just so much. So if you're starting out, this is a handbook you need. Absolutely.
Oh,
amazing.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Everyone.
It is my pleasure.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure to come and join you. Thank you so much for having me on and to say hi to your beautiful community. And Mafe, I'd love to chat to you, because I know Yoda, but I'd love to have a chat with you.
Yes, please. I know there's going to be many more collaborations, and I am so inspired by even Yona being part of your book. So perhaps we can do something together and, just keep empowering and inspiring the world, because of course we need more people like you, and that's who the like-minded people that Yona and I would like to be surrounded by. So thank you, and I look forward to the possibilities, because I know it's endless.
Yes.
And we'll have you back again to launch our next one.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
absolutely. And Yona, thank you for being amazing. You're so gorgeous. And, like stepping up and sharing your story with the world. Like when people read it, it's going to shift something in them because stories are, whenever they go out into the world, they find who they need to help or heal or nurture or inspire. And that's why I do what I do. And showing up and writing is an important part of the process. So thank
Oh,
you.
I love it. Thank you so
Amazing.
much, Karen, for your time, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and your words of wisdom with our community. And there's
Yes.
so many, like there's some comments there, and people are saying you are incredible, Karen. Like they are so inspired by your story, and what we love is that you just keep it real. So thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed our show as much as we did. And for sure, there's going to be some collaborations in the future. Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thank you, Muffy.
Karen.
Thanks, Muffy. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Guys, if you missed this episode or if you just tuned in, I would really recommend that you replay it and learn a lot from Karen because this woman just, knows her life compass. She
Yeah.
chooses to be like happiness is her number one priority, and she chooses to prioritize her children, which is something that Yona and I, the biggest thing in our lives, of course, and our husbands. But with that, like, wow, Yona, powerful. I'm so
Yes.
excited to see the
Yeah.
possibilities that we do with Karen,
I
and I
know.
really love to have a book with her. So I'm putting
I
it out
know.
there.
No, no,
But
let's definitely manifest that. And that's the thing, like people could say whatever they could describe last year, however way they want to describe. But at the end of the day, we all got connected, and it's about us looking at the opportunities and looking at the positive. And that's the reason why we always say, the attitude of gratitude. So if we all spend at least like even just 5 minutes of our day just being appreciative of the positive things in our life, how much that changes our perspective, and how rich would we feel because of all the abundance of great and amazing things that are around us. So oh my gosh, like right now I'm so excited. But yes.
what a great start of Women's Month. I mean, we also
Yes.
have another client who is so amazing that has been having a workshop this whole week. Yona, I'm just ready to do more. I know we take on a lot, but like Karen said, you choose to not fear, you choose to learn, you choose to trust yourself and just show up. And that's a favorite word I know that you are a
Yep.
favorite saying we
Yep.
love to share, and just have good vibrations. I mean, we only live once, our children will only be young once, and we just have to enjoy life each and every day. And to be honest, my goodness, she doesn't even look like she has a 25-year-old, you know.
No, can you imagine? Like
So
I'm like, even her skincare, like that would just be
yeah,
amazing.
but that's the thing. Someone told me that yesterday that, wow, Mafe, you actually look younger now. And because, we choose to be happy right now. We
Yeah.
choose to
Yeah.
really support our mind, body, and soul. And I think that's really key for everybody who's tuned in. You cannot stress on the small stuff, you know?
Yeah. True.
Just look at it as a challenge, of life. And Karen also mentioned you cannot think a positive and a negative thought at the same time.
It just
Just
doesn't
choose to
fit. Yeah.
right.
They cannot
So
exist together. So we have to choose, and I think always choose the positive. The one of the things that I love is that she shares so much. Like,
oh,
it's just
I love it.
yeah, and it's like, and it's true though, because whatever you're sharing or the stories that you're sharing, advice that you give, it will help somebody. And people will go, oh, I've got nothing, no one will learn from me, or what this thing I'm putting out there, no one's going to listen. You know what, there's actually at least one person, and there's going to be that one person that just needed to hear that or read that at that point in time. So oh, what an amazing show. And I'm just feeling so inspired. We're so lucky to start Women's Month like that with such a amazing bang. And really at the end of the day, it is also a great opportunity for us to start the year with all of those advice that and tips that Karen gave us. So super thankful and grateful for you, Karen. And Thank you, Martha.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, you want to wrap it up. But guys, thank you. Salamat sa mga nanonood in Kumu.
Yes.
Tune in for our next episode next week for another amazing guest. So just keep supporting, our Moms Know Best show. And of course, Yona and I will always be here if ever you guys need advice too. We're just happy to share the blessings. So with that, guys, we'll see you next week on another episode of
Moms.
Crack up.